Hey everybody, uh, I'm here with you on Wednesday, May 6th with your intro video for Module 15A. We're going to go ahead and get started. Um, so I am really excited about today's video because we're actually going to get to hear from some students reading their letters to frontline workers from last week. And that's going to be a focus of today's module, looking back on the letters that you wrote last week. So you're going to work on module 5.6, 15A today, and just as a reminder, keep updating that IR homework. One quick update about IR. So next week, we are planning to take some time as an 8th grade to create summer book recommendations. And I just wanted to tell you about this week so you can start thinking about recent books that you've read, either for IR or something that you've read outside of IR because maybe it didn't fit with IR. This year, but any book you've read this year can count. I want you to think about recent favorite books that you've read, why you like them, and who else might like them in the 8th grade. All right, so just think about that. I'll come back with more information about that next week. Okay, so here is our agenda and our objectives for today. We are currently going to talk through our objectives and framing. You're going to have a do now today. You're going to have some vocabulary. That vocabulary is actually the same as what you saw in Module 14B, but you're going to use those words in a new way today. So don't be surprised if you see the same words, but you will use them in a new way to better understand that vocabulary. There's going to be a hook where you're going to watch a video of frontline workers actually reading letters that were written to them. Which will lead into your own rereading of your letter for Module 13 and some reflection on that. I suggest going to 13B because that's where you wrote your final draft of your letter. Now, there is one mistake in this agenda. We are not going to have a discussion document today, and you're not going to be posting on a discussion or responding to your peers. So don't worry about that. Just follow the module document, and you should be all set. Our materials for today that we are using, obviously, is the module document, and then there is a mastery check on Edulastic. There's only one Edulastic mastery check for this week, so just make sure you get that one finished today. And our objectives for today are, students will be able to reflect on the letter they wrote to a frontline worker using key understanding from the Science of Gratitude, and students will be able to craft simple, compound, and complex sentences that create varied and interesting writing within their frontline worker gratitude reflection. So we're kind of having two focuses today. One is looking back and reflecting on your letter, and the other is using different sentence types to write that reflection. You're definitely going to want to carefully watch the direct instruction video today because it's going to give you some key information about simple versus compound versus complex sentences. I know you have encountered this before. We have talked about sentence types, and I know you did a lot more work with sentence types in 7th grade. But you do want to watch that video to make sure that you really fully understand that so that you can complete the module successfully. Okay. So a little bit of feedback from Module 14B. Loved seeing the weird word sentences, and I just wanted to pull out a few really strong ones. So Ella came to us with kind of a deceptive sentence. She writes, "In order to distract my mom from knowing that I broke a plate, I tried to bum puzzle her." Curious to hear how you did that, Ella. And then Dominic comes to us with kind of a realistic, like, yeah, this kind of happens in school sentence. My teacher was bum-fuzzled when I tried to explain the new generation. I've been there. And then lastly, Andrew A. coming at us with a pretty cute sentence, if I'm being honest. They were bum-fuzzled when I revealed my new puppy. Love it. Great. Thanks, everyone, for doing the Weird Word Tuesday throwbacks. We'll have another one next week. All right, and then I want to finish this out today by actually taking some time to look at some of the letters to frontline workers that your peers wrote. And I'm going to shout out two people specifically, Saoirse and Keegan, because both of these students not only wrote incredible letters, but actually recorded them. And so we get the pleasure of actually watching these. So each one is about a minute, and I'm going to play them, and then we will finish up for today.
Dear healthcare workers, Thank you for your service in helping to slow and stop the spread of COVID-19, novel coronavirus. This pandemic is comparable to the Spanish flu in its infectivity and speed of the spread. The Spanish flu had a total 500 million cases and 50 million deaths. Despite the deadliness, infectivity, and over 3 million confirmed cases, almost 1 million people have recovered thanks to you. Thank you for your effort and help in this outbreak of COVID-19. I know a paramedic and therefore have heard accounts of how difficult the pandemic can be for medical workers. Additionally, William Bill Moore, a former chairman at the Georgia Hospital Association, thanks frontline workers and states. There are countless stories of staff working around the clock, often without sleep. You make sacrifices to fight COVID-19, novel coronavirus, and we sincerely thank you for the sacrifices to keep us safe. Therefore, thank you for persisting in your jobs and saving so many lives. Additionally, thank you for working to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Without healthcare suggestions on the internet and on the news, many Americans would not be able to prevent the spread at all, and COVID-19 would spread even more quickly. Thank you for keeping hospitals as clean as possible to prevent the spread to other vulnerable patients, and for wearing gloves and washing your hands. Because of COVID-19 novel coronavirus, hospitals have become dangerous as they can spread COVID-19. Thank you for keeping myself and my family safe from this invisible killer. Sincerely, Saoirse Burrell.
Whew, love that, Saoirse. Next up we have Keegan O'Connor. And she made her video in slightly a different way where you can actually see her letter. As we move through eSchool, as we make more videos, both of these are awesome options, and I can help you with either method. Let's hear from Keegan.
Dear Dr. Cerelio, you may not know who I am, but I live down the street from you. I'm an 8th grader at DSST currently. We've been reading about frontline workers and all that you guys are doing to help during the corona pandemic. We were also told to write letters of appreciation to a frontline worker, and I immediately thought of you. This whole situation reminds me of 9/11, not because of what is happening, but because of how many specific people are responding to this crisis in amazing ways, such as you and your team of doctors and nurses who are helping everyone out so much. Every single frontline worker is stepping up to help, even though you could die because of that decision. All of the hard work that you and the rest of the frontline workers are doing is impacting me. Because of you, I might get a chance at a real and normal freshman experience. I've been looking forward to high school since 6th grade, and so many outcomes of this pandemic are unknown right now. Everything you and the other frontline workers are doing is giving me hope that I might get to have a normal high school experience, and without you, that wouldn't be possible. So I wanted to write this letter as the ultimate way of expressing my gratitude and how thankful I am to you for all of the hard work you are doing on the front lines. Now, this letter may not mean a lot to you because you don't know who I am. But even if it doesn't mean a lot to you, everything that you are doing means so much to me. I really hope that you are able to continue to stay safe and healthy and continue doing the amazing job that you are doing right now, along with the rest of your nurses and people on your staff. Sincerely, your neighbor, Keegan O'Connor.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Keegan. All right, thanks for sticking with this video. At this point, before you dive into Module 15A, I just ask that you put a note in the chat and just shout out something that you liked about either of these letters. Just share some love. These are amazing and super powerful. All right, good luck. I'll be here to answer your questions as you work through today's module.